Hello, it's me again. Sorry for the abrupt ending to the previous video. I had someone walk into the shop and instead of hitting pause I hit stop, and I thought about restarting and doing from the beginning. I was like, no, let's just break it into a couple of parts and you'll get shorter watchings, which actually might suit you. So, where was I? Gluing this next iris on, I think. Now I've got to regather my thoughts. A lovely lady came in looking for the second-hand shop, but the second-hand shop closed down, would have been late last year. I can't remember exactly when, because the complex that it was part of has been demolished and they're in the process of building a new petrol station there, which a lot of people aren't happy about, but it is what it is. And she didn't realise that it had gone, so she had all this stuff and wanted to get rid of it and wasn't prepared to go to the next town to the Salvation Army and drop it off there. So I've taken it, and there's actually some things I can use, and what I can't use I'll pass on, because I'll be near the Salvation Army on Friday. So it was a bit of running in and out, and I'm all hot now. It's a really hot day, so I was in and out from outside, from the stinking hot nor'west wind to the air conditioned inside. So now I'm just feeling and trying to gather my thoughts. Right, so here we have the inside, and now I can go ahead and glue down our pockets. I'm just going to use this glue B7000. I get it from China, and I may not be able to do that for a while now with things the way they are with the virus, but I like it because it's got a very thin nozzle and it's actually very strong glue too. I bought it to put Diamantes on a phone case for my sister-in-law. I don't know if they've stayed on or not, probably not, because the ones I bought that were already attached to my phone case, they've all come off, except for a butterfly in the corner, but all the rhinestones, they've all gradually, one by one, they came off. Right, so just gluing down the flaps to make our pockets, and you can make them however deep you want. Depends what you want to show, really. I really like having a big picture in the back, because when you take the tag out you've got this lovely image to fill the gap. But you make it yours. You do what you like. You could make it all writing space if you prefer. Right, so they're all glued down. The only thing about this glue is it's really smelly. I was working one day with it where I was doing a project where I was using this constantly throughout the day, and by the end of the day I had a headache, and it's like, why have I got a headache? And then I realised it was just the glue, being around the glue all day. Right, so that's our inside done. Didn't take too long. Right, so this bit is going to be writing space. So I've brought through with me my bags of scraps. So I've got my collaging scraps of patterns and colours, and I've got my collaging scraps of offcuts of plainer papers from making pages for journals and such like. So I'll just grab out some of those. I've got some stamp album bits here, if I can get them apart. So I quite like this little decorative bit down at the bottom, so I'm gonna, normally I would actually tear this, but I didn't bring a ruler through with me, so I'm just going to cut it. If you want to ink this, then ink the pockets before you stick them down. I actually was planning to ink it and forgot, and I didn't bring my stuff through, so now it's not inked. And that's fine. I'm not too worried. I ink some things, I don't others, so it's quite alright. I was planning on inking it, but never mind. Never mind. So who's an inker of you that's watching? Are you inkers? Are you not inkers? And if you don't know what I mean adding ink to the edges for distressing them, making them look aged and take away from the white. Right, so there's that bit. I've also got some strips from some mini journals that I was making. So I think I'll just put a bit up the top there, that white strip. Just to give it some interest, and this is some of my eco-dyed paper. I think I just want those couple of lines, actually. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, I'm so not used to videoing that in a panic, you know, if somebody comes in, I usually panic and it's like, hit stop. And it's like, oh no, why didn't I just hit pause? So maybe I'll get used to it and remember to hit pause instead and not have this issue, but I'm not guaranteeing anything. This is some of my eco-dyed paper too. It's so pretty, I love it, and I didn't have much of it. It's made with my neighbour's bunch of flowers that her husband bought her, or her partner, and I got them once they were dead. I asked her if I could have them when they were dead, and I did add some red food colouring, so there's a lot of pink, but the whole batch just turned out so pretty, and with purples and blues and greens and yellows, and of course the pink from the food colouring. The whole lot was just so pretty. It's a bit big, I don't want to waste it there. And this is from the same batch, but it's not quite so coloured. No, don't fussed on that. How about a bit of coffee dyed? Just put a bit of coffee dyed down the side there. Oh, which side? Really like that bit, but that bit's got more happening, hasn't it? Yeah, let's go with my original side that I thought. Sorry, I hope you can see what I'm doing. I don't know if my glue page is actually in frame or not. I've talked before about my setup with the camera, and the setup I've got now is better than what I started with, but still not ideal. And when the customer walked in and I stopped the video, the phone actually fell out of it. So I've got to be really careful. And then where I've got the straps for the holder, I've got to push the phone one way or it leaves a shadow in the viewfinder. So it's one day I might come against something that's better. Right, so that's a bit of writing space, and I'm going to do writing space on the back as well, so I might use this pretty bit that I had. That side's prettier, it's got more colour. And I think this page has got enough glue on it. As it's getting smaller, I can do more stuff in frame, hopefully. Oops, like dropping the glue stick. Clever. Right. Now, if you don't have any junk mail flyers or anything like this, you can just take a normal A3 sheet of copy paper or whatever paper you like, coffee dyed, or if you coffee dyed it or something, you might not want to even collage it, and just fold it into 3. So no, there's no reason anyone can't make one of these, because there's always something. See this bit? It's still got one of the petals stuck to the paper. Right, I'm just going to leave it there. because it's going to be a pain to try and get it off while rushing, because I've got to remember I'm doing a video. Alright, and I just want a strip down that side. So we've got, this is from a different batch of eco dyeing. I had some yellow paper that I put in between normal copy paper, and the yellow paper wasn't colour fast, and so all the paper went yellow, and the paper that was originally yellow went white. Right, it's bizarre, but it's part of why I love eco dyeing, because you never know exactly how it's going to turn out. You can have some idea from experience and practice, but there's still unknown factors, a different type of plant, a different humidity in the air, even as to how absorbent things in, whether you do it for an hour and a half or 2 hours. There's lots of variables in that equation. How much vinegar you add, or whether you add vinegar at all, because sometimes I forget. So you just never quite know. Right, here we go. I like that, it's pretty. Right, so now we just left with the front and the tags. Right, so on this I really like the text the best it can be. Hurunui is the district I live in. I'm just covering over the candidate's face. I know you've probably seen it a dozen times already, but I just want to be respectful. Here we go. So what I did in the other one is I actually tore the paper to sit around it, because I like it, and I actually even left in some of the landscape, which is a local area for where I live. So now I need some collaging paper, and I think I'll go with purples again. So I've got another magazine here that I saw had some purple bits in it. It's purple. That's a lot of purple. Hopefully this is in frame. I'll take that page. And I'm actually going to collage this, so I want some different bits. I'm just going to tear for this. Right. That would work all right. Okay. And I'm just going to cut that top line. Actually, I'll do the sides while I'm at it, just so I can place it a bit easier without having to try and fiddle around if I get it in the wrong spot. Okay. Oops, I've covered up my glue paper. Yeah, I can't even remember what I was saying before the customer came in. Just like, I have no idea. I hope I wasn't like in the middle of telling you something really cool or important or something, and because I have no idea what it was. You can always ask me about it. It's like, that bit, what were you going to say? It's like, yeah, funny. Right, so that's fine. Like that bit. These look like delphiniums, I think. Hope you don't mind the sound of tearing paper. I think it's quite a nice sound. Right, now if I do it down there, then I can glue it and not worry about the person's face. So let's do that. and I can take that scrap bit of paper away. I haven't cut it this time because it's, yeah, just trying to be respectful. So let's move that, and now this time I'm not actually keeping the landscape, but that's okay. I've got several of these, so I'll be making more, so I can mix it up. It's funny because when I set out to do this one, I was thinking, oh, it'd be really nice to do it in shades of yellow, but I just keep picking up magazines that had more purple than anything else, so purple it is. Right, now I don't have to worry about covering her face anymore, which is cool. Right, and then I've got this bit. Let's see if we can do something with that. Yep, I think that'll work nicely. So I like that placement there. I'm going to trim this one. Also means I'm not wasting so much glue on things that I'm not actually sticking down. Right. More gluing. Oh, I think I need another sip of my coffee. It's probably getting cold. Right, so there's the front. I think I might put some sort of focal image somewhere in there, I think. But I've got the text, which I quite like. Then we've got pocket here, and a pocket here, pocket here. So 3 tags, and then writing space, writing space. That's the base. So quite quick, really. So I think I'll go ahead and at least do one tag so you see what I do. So I'm using the book pages that I used to glue on top of. I bought some through, and it's like I didn't actually need to bother because I've been creating more of them. But however, and these just need trimming down a little bit so that they fit. So I sort of gauge. You could make these out of anything that you wanted. It doesn't need to be. I'll keep those scraps in my collaging thing. Doesn't need to be book pages, it could be whatever. See, and just taking that bit off means it fits nicely. So while I'm at it, I'm just going to cut the others. Sorry, I don't even know if I'm working in frame. It's a bit thinner, but it doesn't matter. They don't need to be the same. They can be, but they don't need to be. It can be whatever you want. So, there. Thinner one in the middle, just because. And third one there. Okay, so that's how they're going to go. So I'll take out this first one and going to collage it up. So I've got bits of this magazine paper that I tore off. So I'm just going to start with that. With the tags, you can coordinate them as well, which is probably what I'm going to do here. Or you could do them different. You could do them contrasting so they really stand out. On the tags, I definitely put a focal image, which can be a nice contrasting spot. Just need to grab some more pages with purple on. Pink, no. Maybe this one. Please excuse me while I flick through the magazine. These are really old magazines, these ones. This one's 1992. The photos look old too. You don't think about how far imageries come until you look back at something old and go, oh, it looks so old, it's funny, the colours are a bit weird. And right, let's go to the third one I grabbed out, and hopefully we've got enough in here. I have got my other bags of bits, but I thought this one had purple in it. Oh, there we go. There's a little bit of purple. Yep, grab that one. Tear the whole thing out for that little picture. Hope it's got more in it. I'm trying to hurry because I don't want to keep you too long. Ah, here we go. Oops. Oops, oops, oops. There we go. Right. This one, I think. Lots of tearing going on here. Hope I'm not the only one who makes silly little singy sounds to themselves as they work. I think that will fit in quite nicely there. I do it all the time because I spend a lot of time by myself in the shop when there's not customers, and you know, you get caught up in what you're doing, and just, whether it's singing or humming or whistling, or I usually find I'm doing something quite unconsciously a lot of the time. Right. So the back of these tags are going to be collaged with writing, space for writing, so they'll become nice and firm too with the multiple layers of paper. Maybe I'll put that one. Yeah, I'll put that one there. I'm trying not to think too much about it, and just do. I don't always succeed, as you can tell. Right, there. Oh, I'm all sticky. My fingers are sticky. My scissors are sticky. I'm going to have a clean up session after this. Wipe all the glue off everything. Got this little bit of out of focus purple, which is quite pretty. Just want to flat top, and how wide. Whoops, just made it slightly too narrow now. Never mind, it'll be okay. Haven't pulled out any text or music to put on this. Maybe I can put a bit of music in that gap. It's only a tiny gap because I haven't got another wee gap down here. Maybe that's what I'll do. Fill those with some interest. And I didn't bring anything through to use as a focal point. I've got bags of pre-cut fussy images, fussy cut images, and things that I could use. So I will probably do that later. Right. something interesting. Here's foreign language dictionary. What do I want? Music. Let's go with music. Music's always lovely. Can't go past a good bit of music paper. And this is my really old hymnal. I found one of them, 1904, I think, from memory, without looking it up again. Right, I'm just going to put that bit there. It's very, very, very thin paper. Lovely and yellowed and so good. So pleased I've got two of them because they're big books. Like there's hundreds and hundreds of pages. But I don't know if I'll ever find another one. I mean, I was amazed I found a second one. So just going to strip. And I share them too with my craft class ladies. I use them in the classes and stuff. So I do share them out. And I send some in Happy Mail as well, generally. So one day I'll get to the point where I have to be a bit meaner. Or maybe I would have found another one by then. Oh, I've got paper stuck to my... Oh, come off. I don't like things stuck to me. It makes my fingers feel funny. Like I can't feel things when I'm working. That bit tore is stuck to my glue page, but I think that's quite nice. Right, so that's the front collaged. It does need a focal image. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the back while I'm thinking about whether I want to. Here's some of my coffee dyed paper that I've done with coloured card to pick up the colour from the card, and this one's got purple on it. So I thought that might be nice to use since we've got a purple theme going on. Add a bit of that. And got more of this pretty one. Just slip that under there. And I haven't got the hole punch or anything with me to put the hole into the tag, so you just have to imagine it with a hole and with something in it. I thought I was prepared. How wrong was I? Here's another bit of coffee dyed paper. I think I just want random, see if I've got a bit that's already torn for a random edge. Oh, what about this? This is some handmade paper that was part of a book that I don't even know where it came from. I didn't make it. But, oops, get in under there. We did that. Oh, tore it a bit. That's right, if I bring it down a bit, I've got just the paper underneath, which is fine, because that's lovely and yellowed and old looking. So I will also ink around these tags as well, do some distressing. Let's put that one down first. This bit. I can smell a really strange smell. odd. I'm going to have to go investigate that in a minute. I don't know where it's coming from. Got the glue page done. Oops. Sorry, I've gone a bit quiet, haven't I? I'm concentrating on just getting this done, I think. Right, here we go. So I'm going to ink around the edges on the front and the back. And so all I need to do now is make it a tag shape. Oh, I'm sticking to everything. Glue everywhere. Okay, and I'll punch a hole in it and put a wee topper on it. And a focal image. I'm just wondering if there's anything I can quickly find, quick being the operative word, in these magazines to use as a focal image. Sorry, I'm off camera. They're cute chickens, but I want something with colour. Be cute on something else though. Please let there be something. Roses are quite nice. Oh, there's more purple. I didn't go far enough through the magazine, did I? I'm looking for a different colour. I think that's just advertising there. Illustrations are a bit big, a bit small. I'll try one more, and if we can't, then I'll just call it a day, and you can move on if you haven't already. So I'm looking for something also that's not too hard to fussy cut out. It won't take too long because I didn't bring my fussy cutting scissors with me either. No, it doesn't look like I'm going to have much joy. So we'll just call it quits and let you imagine that there's some sort of focal image there, because there will be an inked up, and if I remember, in the next video I will show you the completed project with all 3 tags done, as long as it hasn't been sent away or used or something in the meantime. And I don't know when I'm going to do another video, so I'm not going to promise anything. I'm not going to set up a schedule because I know I just won't meet it. I can only do them as I can do them. So I thank you for your loyalty and sticking with me in long absences. At least I'm not going to keep you too long. Right, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this wee project, and I'll just give you one more look at it. Where have I put it? I've buried it to the side over here. So this is our trifold tag holder, that's what I'm calling it. So the front, yeah, it definitely needs a focal image. And then our first pocket with a tag, writing space, second tag, third tag space, and then writing space on the back. So I hope you like it. If you do make one, I'd love for you to share. If you can do so on my Facebook page, Visualised NZ, or if you have seen somebody else do this and know who came up with the idea, because I honestly can't remember watching a video with this, but I've watched a lot, so I don't know. But if you know somebody who's already done this, then do let me know and I can credit them, or link to their video or something as well. So that's it for today, guys. Have a great day, and I'll catch you next time, whenever that may be. Okay, bye.